guys, we are headed over to my parents' house because my one-way bearing actually came in a day early. So it was supposed to get here Monday, but it got here today, which is Sunday. So I'll actually have the video out probably Sunday afternoon, almost guaranteed, because it won't take me long to edit this stuff up. So we're on our way now. When we get there, we're going to drain the oil and then change the bearing. It's a pretty straightforward process, but we'll show you that process when we get there. So we'll roll the intro and then we'll open up with the Raptor. Alright, so we're out here changing the one-way bearing on the old Raptor. As you can see, it's a pretty straightforward process. Nikki's removing the front cover off the motor now. Literally all you do is follow the boats around and it comes right off.
You gotta be careful, that's your stator. Be careful with this one.
Stator in there.
The one way is right behind here. It's hooked onto that piece, which you'll see in a second. This
Okay.
literally slides right out.
And this is probably one of the #1 causes of what breaks in a Raptor. And all the symptoms of it is if you hit your starter, you hear it turn, but it doesn't actually start. 9 times out of 10, that means your one-way bearing is going to be no good. So I would recommend, I bought a more expensive one-way bearing. This one ran me about 130 bucks compared to the normal $30, but I got a lifetime warranty on it, and it's relatively simple. We've been working on this for less than 5 minutes and we've almost got it exposed. But this is the old Raptor. Got the old starter rope. With the one-way bearing being bad, I had to pull start it, so. That's your stator in there. What is that piece? There's just a sleeve for the stator?
Which piece?
That piece you're about to grab.
Well, you gotta think the stator is a magnetic.
Oh, so the stator's actually two pieces.
You never buy that thing, did you?
What thing?
Puller. No, that was on the Kodiak. No, that was this. No, it wasn't. It was a Kodiak. I'm 100% positive. Watch one.
Puller for what?
Pull that off. You have to pull it.
How'd you get it off last time?
Last time he'll use that puller, they're gonna go bing. He's gonna say, "Oh, I remember now."
So you need a special puller for this?
You'll have to use my puller, but they're all pressed on. They make a special puller, yes. We talked about this last time that we should get a puller.
So if you couldn't hear him and understand, this piece right here has to come off to get the one-way bearing underneath. So this is pressed on and you'll need a puller for it. We should have something that'll work, but we're about to find out, as long as he doesn't break it. So we got the one-way bearing out and all the bolts fell out of it. So the first thing Nikki said,
the bolts go in there.
Right, the first thing Nick said is he thought he didn't tighten them, but in actuality it snapped every single one of them off. So they shouldn't be tight in there, and we're going to attempt to take a left-handed drill bit and back them out of there without damaging that piece.
And then this piece goes on.
And then this is our new one-way bearing. It's thick. That's the old one.
You get small and get them you tighten that and reverse, it drills reverse. See where it goes? Look, man. It goes back in that case.
So we'll get the drill ready and we'll see how reverse threading them goes. So the main difference between these two bearings is this right here spins. This one has a case built around it. And what generally happens is this guy pops into pieces and throws all the bearings out. In our situation that wasn't the case, but I'm still glad we went with the more expensive one because I won't have to worry about it once we fix it. Why it snapped the bolts, we're not sure, but they're working on getting them out as we speak with just a pair of needle nose pliers, and none of them are tight, so they're coming out pretty easy. All right, after quite a few holdups, Nikki is getting ready to throw that bearing back on. And the process is pretty straightforward. He's throwing the gear on there. That goes on the post. The nut presses everything on. That piece goes over it, bolts tighten up, oil back in the motor, and she should run. So we'll come back when we have it all put back together. So we ran into another issue. The nut stripped out, so we had to cut it.
Yeah.
Use a tap and die set to tap that, and as some cheap insurance, we're gonna run a little tack weld right there. Turn it on. That way the old bolt won't back out.
Yep.
Good to go. Cheap insurance. And if we ever got to take that nut off, all we got to do is grind that little bead off and it should come right off, no problem. So now all we have to do is brake clean that out like he's doing, make sure all the metal shavings are out of it, nothing crazy. And then the case will go back on, we'll oil it up, and it should be good to go, assuming nothing else happens. Should be about a 30-minute to an hour job. It's taken us, what, 2.5 hours, maybe 3?
Down.
So, we'll put it back together and we'll try to get her started.
Hellcat.